All right, welcome back to Saving Junk. It's time for GMC Truck Part 3. Let's see where we're going with this today.
No, you're not bringing home another piece of junk.
Hey all, thanks for checking in on Part 3 on this GMC truck. One thing I want to say is we crossed the 200 subscriber mark today, which is really cool. So I appreciate everybody that's hit that subscribe button, and just want to encourage you to share this with your friends, and leave a comment and hit like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit subscribe. We're gonna finish this truck up, and we're gonna continue work on the 61 Impala, and then see what other kind of mechanical messes we can get into in the coming months. So let me show you where we're at right now. Last time we filled all these holes in the bed, got them all welded up. So I got them ground down, got them sanded down, went along with a little body filler, and just put a dab over each one. And we're gonna have to long bore that out and get that smooth. You can see where that surface rust there, that's black, so we treated that with the Eastwood rust converter, which I need to get some more of, by the way. So last night, Bill came over, the owner, and we busted the bed loose and moved it back so we can get at the back of this cab and the back of this bed, and I was pleasantly surprised that this really looks pretty good. No major rust down there. We got right down there in this corner, so I got a hole there, but it feels solid over here. But if you look up under this thing, oh, let's see, we got this, oh, if you can see that, that brace is pretty ate out. So we've got that brace. He bought the full version of it that goes all the way across the back of the cab, but it really doesn't need it. Needs just, if you go a few inches over from that body mount is where we need to cut that off and replace that. And then looking at the bottom of this rocker, this is, yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and do this rocker since we got it. And I actually have this cab corner, maybe doing that also. So we're gonna dig into that probably tonight, sand this off, and just see what this looks like. Look at the repair piece and get an idea of where we're gonna make that cut to change that corner out. So we got a little surface rust under there. That's not bad at all. We'll just sand that off, treat that. And up along here, I mean, we're just gonna sand that off. And hit that with some primer sealer and just paint over it, because you're never going to see that again once the bed is back on. Oh man, getting up and down, tough when you get old. All right, so that's what we're gonna do tonight, work on some of that. So I'll shut this off for a little bit, kind of get the camera reset, and so you can see what's going on. I also want to show over here on the 61. We have not stopped working, so my other friend Kyle's over here working on this and getting this smoothed out. Working on mudding those weld joints. So we did the fiberglass first, sanded it down, and then we're doing the filler over that. And he's doing a really good job. It's coming out nice and smooth. So that's going to end up looking pretty good, I think. So we're going down to cabin this weekend, so I'm probably not going to be working on this until Sunday night. And I think Sunday we're going to take the bed off of this thing, and I'm going to have to make a spot for it around here somewhere. And he's going to work on the bottom of the bed, just kind of sand it all off, get any rust off the underside of the bed, and paint it, and maybe power wash the frame and paint it while we got that all apart. While I'm doing this, he's going to do that. So just to hit as much of it as we can, and make it nice when it's when it's done. It's not really a full-blown frame-off restoration. You know, there's a point where you're like, okay, where do you stop? How much do you want to spend? But when you're that close to having the bed off, it's not that much to go that much further. All right, so let me get the camera set up, and we're going to take a look at this and take a look at the cab corner and figure out where we're going to cut this thing. Okay, I think you can see that. So I was talking to my financial advisor wife about about the filming, and her advice was you need to get all your tools together in one place and stop hunting around for your gloves and your pencil and your grinder and your helmet while you're filming. So there's my 2 grinders, there's my helmet, there's my pencil, and I know I brought my gloves. Oh, there's my gloves. So we're not going to be hunting around for stuff, so that's good. All right, so here's a repair panel we got. This came from a LMC truck. Bill bought a bunch of repair panels from LMC trucks, so he wasn't sure what we were going to need and what we weren't, so he bought a whole bunch of stuff, but I imagine we're going to use a fair amount of it. So anyway, this is your cab corner. And if you go on here, you got a body line here, and then this is actually cut up above that. So I don't know. I don't know that I want to cut that much out of this panel, because this panel is pretty solid. By the looks of it anyway. We're bad down here, but I hate to cut out a bunch of good metal, and really if I can put my weld seam down here a little lower. But there's a couple holes need filled there, so maybe that is a good idea. Maybe we just cut along this body line. I did a 65 Dodge A100 van a couple of years ago, and it kind of had this shape in the back, and that's what I did, was cut along this body line. And then it's got an overlap piece here that I'll cut down here, and we'll have to take a hammer and a chisel and cut that overlap piece off and clean that up real good. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut right there, and I got the rocker. Got a new rocker panel. Got inner and outer rockers. I think this is the. Oh, this is the other side. Said he bought everything. It just stopped. Yep, this is one. So it's gonna go. I'm gonna have to take the door off to do that or not. So there's a factory seam here. You can see it goes to, and it goes to about right here. So yeah, I think that'll work. That'll work pretty good. What I'm talking about. So I'm going to cut here, just along that. We'll do this finished edge, and I'm going to cut just below this line, like that. When we get back here, see, all this is really good. We don't have a problem until we get down here. And I don't know if you can see, but like right there, there's spot welds for the floor joint, for the floor pan. The floor pan kind of angles down like that on the inside. So all that's pretty good. If you look inside, there's nothing wrong with it. The floor's rock solid. The back is rock solid. There's not even any surface rust on it. So let's go to here like this. And once we get to there, I want to kind of stay behind the pillar so it's in a place where you don't see it in the inside. And then we'll go down. Maybe over a little farther. Let's go a little farther. Let's go right there. I'm gonna get a straight edge put on that. Sorry, sweetie, I had to get up and look for a tool, but that's the way it is. Let's see. So we're gonna get over here. Let's just say this there. Let's see where that puts us in here. Yeah, that's a good spot. And we're gonna go down to here. And then if we follow these spout welds, yeah, that's good. I can stay just below that. Then I don't have to drill all those out. And then let's go like here. Let's follow that edge. A little further down. Let's follow that edge. Okay. So we'll have a little bit of a zigzag there to weld, but once his bed is back on, you're not going to see any of that, so that's good. Won't have to worry about making that completely perfect. All right, so let's do that. I think was holding that on. We got some spot welds on the floor going from here around to here somewhere. So I'm gonna have to clean that off to find those. I'm gonna have to drill those out. I'd like to leave this kind of in one piece when I take it off if I can. Then I can lay it over the patch piece and trace off what we need to cut off of the patch piece to make it fit that cut. So now let me do the old wiper wheel here. What we can do with that. Close that. I'm gonna do. So the floor is about right there. Yeah, I can see one weld right there. So it's right in there. All right, so let's knock that off. It's right down here somewhere. I should have used my DA instead of my grinder. I might have ground on my, where the welds are. Feels like one there. There we go. Let's see if I can. Okay, I can see now there was a patch. Now that I move it around a little bit, there was a patch put in here in the corner of that floor. Looks like it was done pretty good, but I may have to do it again. If I could get that out or not. A lot of junk inside this thing right now. Whew, getting hot too. So this is that back of the brace, back of the cab brace, goes all the way across that thing. So we're just gonna whack these ends off it and use it, because this part under there is all pretty good. All right. Didn't see it before. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So you can see there's a bead of some kind of a seam sealer or whatever that is. Pretty hard, feels like seam sealer. where they patched that in before. And it's moving. So I'm gonna have to get something and knock that stuff off and see what's under there. I don't know if there's some spot welds under there or what. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and kill the camera for a few minutes while I do that, because I don't think I can get it to where you can see it while I'm doing it. So let me do that, and then I'll show you what I come up with as soon as I get it. Get this back where it was. Looking good there. Okay, back in just a few minutes. All right, so I got this cut off. And let's see what I did with this piece here. So somebody's been in here before and patched this and welded this piece in here. I mean, they did an okay job of it. It's a decent patch. It probably, you know, held up for a while. Got some boogery looking welds in there, but it held together. I mean, I had to grind it apart, so what they did not do so well is they went right over the top of some other rust and welded it to it. And I don't like doing that, you know. If it's through rust, cut it out and patch it. If it's surface rust, use your best judgment, clean it up the best you can down to usable metal and treat it. But don't ever go over it or putty over it or weld over it or ignore it unless, you know, unless you're just building a rat rod and you're one of those guys that don't care about the rust and, you know, whatever. It's just, you don't care about rusting apart. But if I'm going to put all the work putting something back together, 9 times out of 10, I would like for it to stay together. So what we're gonna do, now that brace I had over there, the end of that brace would be right here, and it's just gone. So I'm gonna cut this back to here, back past this rust, cut this off, and then we're gonna, I'm gonna go ahead and take a DA and go around this edge and clean all this up, get that nice and shiny. And then I'm gonna have to get, you know, you got this overlay edge that's on this panel here, right there. So that overlays an edge from the cab construction. So I need to get back to where I can take this edge and have good metal to overlay it and weld that to again. So I have to clean that up. And I'm probably gonna have to take this door off to do the rocker. I don't see any other way to do it without it. The top of the rocker is good. I mean, this is solid, this is solid, but when you get up under here, you got pinholes starting. So we're here, we got the part, we might as well fix it. So I'm gonna cut this out, we're gonna clean this up, and see where we are from there. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment. A good comment. If you got a nasty comment, I want to hear it. Yeah, that's part of the old brace there. So what we're gonna have to do on that is drill those spot welds out. But you can see them pretty clear. About 6 of them, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we drill those out, cut that out on the bottom. We should be able to get that. So I'm gonna get a hammer, see if I can work this over a little bit, see if we can get that little overlap piece off. I'll tell you what, it's just at the temperature out here. You put your coat on, too hot. Take the coat off, too cold. So I'll keep going back and forth. Got new body mounts too. Bill's getting serious. He wants this thing nice. I'll tell you something about him. He don't cut no corners. No matter how long it takes to get it nice, he gets it nice. See, I don't want to bend that inside edge. I just want this outside piece off. Youch! Damn metal splinters. It's working. If we ding it up a little, we can straighten it out. Feels pretty solid though, which is good. I can get that bent over. Some old seam sealer in there. And I can take my grinder and go down in that in between them and knock that thing off. See if we can get that thing off there now. Whew, I don't know if anybody is a fan of, I'm sure you are, of Derek on Vice Grip Garage. But he just dropped a video the other day of it was a 59 or a 60 El Camino. Man, that thing was a heap. And he flew out there and drove that thing 700 miles home. It was a pretty entertaining video to watch. So if you get a chance, go to Vice Grip Garage's YouTube site and check that video out. I always wanted to do something like that. It looks like a lot of fun. I'm maybe someday I'll meet that guy and talk him into, hey, take me on one of these road trips with you. sitting there. That's looking pretty good. Still got a bunch of the factory seam sealant kind of packed in there. So we need to get out. So it gets pretty hard after 60 years, 50 years. Some of that is the edge of the rocker. Yeah. So the new rocker will go onto that. There's a. Is there an edge on that? No, it's done. Just lays right in on there. Okay, that's good. So that will go. Let's see, this piece. That butts up to there. I'm about to play trim on that a little bit. Okay, we'll kind of see how that goes. So let's clean this edge up a little bit. When we get a DA, we'll do that. Oh, another time I had to go looking for a tool. I was doing pretty good there for a while. I think he was using my DA over here. Where it went? All right, that's all right. Let's take a look back over here. Well, it's around here somewhere. Let's use a grinder. I got it in my hand. Since I'm just knocking a little paint off. That truck was definitely green. Interesting. Because if you look between the bed and the back of the cab, it was, when they painted it white, they had the bed off. And there's no green on that bed. So it kind of makes me think that bed didn't come from this truck. Alright, so let's put do a little mark on this thing. We'll cut this off, do a little basic trial fit, and see how that looks. That'll probably be it for tonight. Alright, so, I got that on there. Alright, so I know I'm going to cut this on this body line. So I'm just going to go just a hair above this. Give myself a little bit to play with. I'm going to do the same over here. Just give myself about a ½ inch. No comments on that one. Actually, I'm doing this wrong. I need to give myself a ½ inch the other way. What am I doing? Is that right? So if I want, oh, I was right the first time. I swear my brain's not working. There we go. No, wait a minute. If I'm cut there, then I'm going to overlap, and then overlap there. And if I'm cut there, I'm going to overlap up. Cut there, I'm going to overlap. Yeah, that's right. Oop, I should have kept going over to there. On the flapper. All right, good riddance to you. So, let's cut this off. All right. Yep, we got a little trimming to do, but that's okay. And like I said, we didn't catch it before about why I did this weird angle and didn't just do a straight cut, because you got all these spot welds for the floor pan here, and they're in good shape, and it's in good shape under here. It's good and solid, so I didn't want to have to redo all those. And you're not gonna, once this cab's up against here, you're not going to see any of this. So we'll just weld it here, and you know, you'll see from about here to here, and it's going to look good. All right, so that is going to be all for tonight. Hit like, hit subscribe. Make sure you leave a comment. Yeah, and that's about it. So be back Sunday night, and we are going to pull this bed Sunday night, and I got to get a space cleaned off for it, and we're gonna stand it up on end, on this end, and Bill's gonna work on the underside of the bed, getting it cleaned up, getting it painted. He's gonna work on cleaning up the frame, and maybe painting it, maybe put some POR 15 or some undercoating or something on it. And while he's doing that, I'm going to continue on this. So probably next thing on the cab is I'm about to pull this door so we can get at this rocker and do it. But I think it's going to go pretty quick. It's for the most part, it's good and solid. We're not like rebuilding massive sections or anything. Just patch panels, and we got good metal to adhere to on the patch panels, so that's a good deal. Another shout out for LMC. Got a lot of good products. Make sure you check them out if you're doing one of these old Chevy trucks. They probably got everything you need and then some. So until next time.